Ready? Yes. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the interview series. We are trying to get some interviews done of people so that you can see how the actual mock interviews, sorry, not the actual mock interviews, how the actual interviews happen when you go there on the day of interview and what kind of questions that can be asked based on your responses, your CV, your submission of the form. And really brave of you, Aditi, to, you know, volunteer for it. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for allowing us. Our interviewers for today are Uday, Srishti, and me. Uday and Srishti are from IIM Calcutta. As you all know, I am from IIM Kozhikode. And IIM Kozhikode is above from IIM Calcutta, as you all know that as well. Uh, so, uh, so that being said, we'll start with the interview. Aditi, treat this as a formal interview. Don't think we are like non-IIM panel. Just think you are in an interview and behave like that only. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Once the interview is over, we'll give you feedback as well. And the panel will also get a chance to speak and tell their feedback if they have any. All right. Great. Chalo. Uday, Srishti, are we on the same page here?
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Great. Chalo, we start in 3, 2, 1, and go. I'll take it. So, hi Aditi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you, Aditi?
I am good. How are you? How is the weather?
Mm. The weather is good. How's the weather at your place? Where do you belong to?
I am from Hapur, Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh. Okay. How many districts are there in Uttar Pradesh?
Sorry, I'm losing you somewhere in the mid.
How many districts are there in Uttar Pradesh? Okay. Do you know who is
There's
the
not it.
governor of Uttar Pradesh? Okay, can you tell me three reasons why someone okay. Can you tell me three reasons why someone should not visit Uttar Pradesh?
Should not visit Uttar Pradesh. Maybe if someone is really up to the hygiene, like I have seen in Banaras and everything, people litter on the streets, spit pans on the streets. And secondly, it would be the high uh, criminal rates here and the robbery cases. And I could recall only two, but I have many reasons someone should visit Uttar Pradesh if he or she have a fond of food. There are many foods. If they are found few with our new CM Aditya Yogi, he have increased the financial literacy of our state. He have taken great initiative for the increasing the education for the government schools and have bettered the schools, previous schools as well. So we have
That's what every government does, right? Even if you think of any other state, I guess the government will do the same. And since you have mentioned literacy rate, tell me what literacy rate exactly means and what is the literacy rate in you?
I'm not really sure of the technical definition for the literacy rate. but it's a basic education, elementary education, which everybody should receive up till the class 10th.
And what is the literacy rate over there?
I'm not sure about it. I would read about it. Sure.
It's all right. Tell us something about yourself.
Uh, I was I am Aditi. I was born and brought up in Hapur, a small town in Uttar Pradesh. Later, I moved to Delhi to pursue my undergraduation from Delhi University. During my college years, I was the part of various clubs and societies where I held the positional responsibilities such as the treasurer for the Articulation Society and the subhead for the External Relations Department. Uh, I also interned at a AI keyboard startup, Vogel.ai, where I was working as a copywriter and as the digital marketing research analyst. And later, after my college, I joined as an audit associate at RSM US LLP, where I was responsible for looking into the audit work papers and with the help of the audit evidences which we receive from the client. I was also directly connected with the client's finance and the administrative team to work on the audit queries. I was handling the planning and the fieldwork section of the audit, where I learned to have attention to detail, to be very analytical about the situations, and there were strict deadlines.
Okay.
Uh, in my free time,
Which schools did you pursue?
my hobbies are I do yoga and meditation. I did become honors.
Okay, can you tell me what is the difference between NPV and IRR?
Yes. NPV is the difference between the present value of the cash inflows minus the cash outflows. And IRR is the internal rate of return at which we calculate the present value.
Okay. Can you tell me what are the three golden rules of accounting?
Yes. Uh, firstly, first is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Uh, Debit the receiver, credit the giver. And the third is debit of incoming expenses, credit or profits.
Okay, if you have to add one more rule in this, what rule would it be and why?
I think I don't think I would really add any rules, and the rules which are actually we have are sufficient to do the all the accounting we can do. We can add the accrual thing that mm, the payment should be made only when we receive the cash, because when we do on the accrual basis, uh it's based on very uncertainties.
Okay. Can you tell me what are the top three KPIs you would track when you were in your marketing role?
Uh, my marketing role did not really we were not scanning into the KPIs. I was responsible for the community part of the company.
So there was no metric that
I
you
was
were
building the
tracking for yourself.
communities over the WhatsApp and engaging it.
Okay, so don't you think engagement rate is a metric or a KPI?
Uh, it is. We can see if we have a high engagement rate. It's it would eventually convert and somehow convert to the final customers.
Okay. Three, four questions from my side, then I'll give it to others. Can you tell me which audit areas did you handle personally in your job?
Personally, I was working. Yes, I was working on cash, accounts payable, and accounts receivable section, and sometimes investment. These were the major areas.
Okay, how did you ensure that your paperwork were complete and review ready? Am I stuck?
The click, the number of notifications that were clicked after we sent it, it was decent. I would say. Uh, I used to have a decent engagement on my copies. Secondly, it was published even on the not even as a notification on the community, but also on the app where we were offering our mm, products. So it was good. Like there was a internal criteria that the copies would only be published on the page unless and until it is been approved by the founder, and they were actually approved. Thirdly, we used to have mm, weekly game session on our community pages just to engage, and we would send across the prizes to the winners. We I used to have a good number of uh, community members who were engaging in my games. And thirdly, I there also worked. I was engaging with the users of the app
Sorry to cut.
that the marketing.
Sorry on cutting you out, but you're giving me statements which would add more credibility to you, or which would just validate that you're a good worker. I mean, you're not exactly giving me the KPI metrics which I can standardize for all the people to understand how efficiently they're working. I mean, you know what KPI is exactly, right? You can't say that my article got published or something like that and say that it's one of the KPI metrics. Forget about it.
Can consider the okay.
No. You spoke about the engagement and you said that the engagement was good. How did you how did you come to the conclusion that the engagement was good enough on the basis of the historic or the past numbers?
Uh, Whenever we used to put close our notifications, uh, we used to track it through the click per notifications. We see how many users have clicked on the notifications, and not only clicked on the notification but also have read through it, and we would add certain links to it, and they would direct to these order page or something. If then there were similar matrices, one who have clicked the notification, secondly who have linked it to the order page, and thirdly who have actually added something to their cart, and then fourth who have actually converted to our actual customers.
Yes. How do you all this whole process? Like if someone clicks on your link, what do you call it?
Uh, I think it's pay per click. I'm not really sure about it. It was done. I was being supervised by a senior who was looking into it, but I think
Were you not curious
pay
to
per click.
inquire?
I was looking into the methods how they were calculating it. I was
How is
seeing
it
how they
calculated? Can you tell me the formula?
uh they used to have certain apps
I'm asking you the
subscriptions
formula.
over it. Uh, okay,
Yeah, I
I'm
have
not sure.
few questions regarding your workings. Then that will be close from my side. Can you tell me how did you ensure your paperwork were complete and review ready?
Mm. Mm. Firstly, I would see if I have tested all the major areas I am supposed to work on a certain work paper, say cash. If I am working on cash, there's certain threshold, and whatever the item crosses that threshold, we are supposed to test it. So I first used to verify if I have tested all the uh, items, if I have the sufficient support
What are
for the
items
items.
would you
If not,
test? What exact checks did you do to
I
make it
would
interview
ask
ready?
reconciliations. Uh,
Okay.
yes, the reconciliations, the bank slips, and the bank confirmations, which we take from the banks directly to confirm it. And thirdly, we have our internal calculation to verify it.
How did you ensure it was correct?
If our bank reconciliation balance matches with the bank confirmation which we receive directly from the bank, we can consider that the evidence was right.
Why can't I work with the
And we would
bank
proceed
and
it.
why can't I work with the bank and come up with a situation where we have forged things in a way that you will not be able to catch? What would you do in that situation?
Uh, I have come across the situation where the statement were not actually matching with the bank confirmation we did receive. I did connect to my senior to discuss the query, and we did reach out to the client directly to discuss why the statements are not actually matching and if we are lacking anything. And the client did provide it on to the some confirmations and some written confirmations for it.
Okay, that's all from my side.
I have a few questions. Do you think you can outperform an AI? And if an AI is going to be smarter and better than you, then why should I even hire you as a copywriter when I can?
uh, that AI helps a lot nowadays, and I did also used to take help of the AI during my job as a copywriter. Um, But to give and test it, uh, a copywriter is required. Like an AI cannot actually write any copies with a mix of English and Hindi. If we want to have a sentimental and emotional touch to the copy, we would need a copywriter for
Who
it.
told you that? I completely disagree with it.
uh, During my intern, I was trying to generate some copies which would be relevant, but I could not generate any copy which were to the equal power level which we were expecting.
Then I would just say that
I
you're
had
bad at giving prompts. I mean, you can't pose your incapability as the incapability of AI, right? So,
I would agree maybe the prompt wasn't right, but I would just stick to my statement that to go give a human touch to it.
AI can give human touch. I mean, I write poems and I sort of feel like, AI writes better poems than me at times with a lot of emotion into it.
But it would not understand the emotions we uh, do carry at the time of we are writing it.
It's all right. Are you comfortable solving a few puzzles?
I can try.
All right. Good to go?
Mm, yes.
Uh, you know Rubik's Cube, right? You know Rubik's Cube, right?
I have solved it in when I was a child. Yeah.
It's alright. Consider I gave you a Rubik's Cube which is completely uncolored.
Okay.
And if I ask you to paint it,
Mm-hmm.
you can paint it with 6 different colors of your choice. Just assume that 2 of the colors are red and white. What is the probability of red and white colors facing each other? I mean, what is the probability of red and white being on the exactly opposite sides?
I was just painting the one face with red and one face with white, and the four we can do any other color.
You can use whatever colors you want. I'm just saying that for at least for 2 sides, I want red and white, and they should be facing each other. Like they should be on the opposite sides.
Okay. I'm not sure about it.
What are you good at? I mean, I'm genuinely asking what are you good at so that I can ask you a few questions regarding that.
Maybe the aspect, marketing and the economics.
Tell me about the Porter's five forces. Do you know pestle analysis?
Yes.
Tell me the difference between Porter's five forces and pestle analysis.
Mm. I'm sure about the pestle analysis, but I am not sure about it.
It's alright. Tell me when would you be using pestle?
When we are looking onto the aspects of the political, economical, social, technological, and the legal aspects.
Are you just reading out what pestle is? Or do you really know where to use it?
I'm not through about it, but I have a basic idea.
Alright. Do you know the 4 P's and 7 P's of marketing?
Yes.
What are the 7 P's?
Mm. The product, place, s- price, physical evidence, the process involved, the people involved in it.
Let's just assume that you are right and you're going to tell me all the 7 P's. Then why do we even have 4 P's when we already have 7 P's?
The 4 P's is the old method, and the 3 P's which were added later, the people, the physical evidence, and the process is the modern method.
Why do you think we need those extra 3 P's? Give me a situation where 7 P's is more handy than 4 P's. I mean, it's supposed to have a use case if you're saying that it's better, right? Give me a practical situation or an example.
Suppose when we are buying a phone, say iPhone, it's a it's a sustainable investment which a person do. And in the previous 4 P's, we did not have any physical evidence like the service centers. But this is a proof that a service exists even after the sale. We can rely on it if we face some situation. And we have a guided process how we can buy it. Uh, and for the
Sorry
people
to
who
cut you out again. Couldn't this just be incorporated into place or promotion again? Because you can just add it to the place, right? Wherever you're selling, you can just do this at the same place.
Uh, but the buying in the service center are not really same.
I know they're not
Uh,
same. I'm saying that you can just incorporate it into the same fee.
Okay, Aditi, what is your favorite brand?
favorite brand as in
Favorite brand as in favorite brand?
the clothing brand or the food.
Anything that is your favorite.
The Aqualogica.
Can you tell us something that we have heard of? I mean, something common, more common.
Yeah. Puma.
Sorry?
Puma.
Puma. Okay, what do you think Puma does different in marketing as compared to Nike? Who is the brand ambassador of Puma India right now?
I'm not sure.
Okay, over to Srishti.
Okay, so you work for Bobble AI, right? And you have written that it is a direct competitor to Google Keyboards. So formulate a go-to-market strategy for Bobble AI. You can use the 4P framework.
Okay. For the product, we could Bobble have a specialization in creating the bobble hats. We can put into our faces, and they will create some bobble figure for our face. And we can have different stickers. That would be our product. Secondly, the pricing could be at around 50 per user, which would be a minimal price for the same. The pace we can sell it is through the app, the subscription apps, and the promotion we could do the Google ads, or maybe we can promote it on the Instagram.
So why do you think people will purchase your product when Google is offering the same for free?
Uh, Google keyboard do not have the specialized stickers, and the mobile keyboard is much more than just a keyboard. We have different tabs. We can go into the app directly to, and the app also contain a marketplace where there are different products, and we can buy through it, just like Amazon or Flipkart, and they do run special discounts as well in collaboration with them.
Still, I mean,
Secondly, mhm.
so not every segment of people will find your product appealing. So who do you think will be the set of people whom you will target?
Mm, the college students, uh, they are really curious about this uh, quirky stuffs. Uh, the tier 2 cities and the tier 3 cities.
So do you think that people in tier 3 cities will be ready to pay a subscription for your keyboard which Google is offering for free? I mean, do you think that stickers are such a big distinguishing factor that people will buy your product?
I mean, we can even record a video on the stickers, which is a very new feature. I haven't seen any keyboard which offer this feature. And secondly, it gives us a ease to edit it, which is only available in that keyboard. Thirdly, it have promotion discounts which on their marketplace as well, and in on which you are not only saving uh but also you are entertained.
Okay, so you're good at economics, right?
Mm, I will try. Yes.
Okay, so as you know that IMF has recently revised its GDP growth forecast for India, which is I think around 7.3%. So why do you think IMF did that in spite of all the uh, not in spite of not so stable international economy? Why did IMF did that?
I'm not sure about it.
Okay, so how do we measure the GDP of India? What are the methods?
Mm, uh,
Aditi, why do you want to do an MBA?
I come from business family. My family owns a pressing unit in the handloom industry, and over the time, I have noticed how the cheaper goods and which are produced through a cheaper technology are arising the market, which have reduced our profit margin since the cheaper products are not really sustainable. But India being a price sensitive market, uh, tends to buy it. Uh, on the course of it, I have realized the experience, just the experience, would not help us to sustain it, the market, but we would need the uh, knowledge of the operations, technology, marketing, which would help us sustain in the long run. Uh,
Have you
in the
Congress?
CFOs, I tried to write the IPMET. No, I haven't worked actively in my family business. I have just noticed.
So how do you know that it's a systematic failure inside the business that you need to fix?
Uh, we are pressing unit, which is in the mid segment of it. We are not actually producing it, which but we are helping the handloom industry for the finishing of the good. And since
Shiva,
there
everything. You have not worked in your family business. You do not have any experience of it, and you want to do an MBA so that you can make your family business better, even without having a taste of how it is exactly. Why is it that? Why don't you work there for 1 or 2 years, see whatever you can do with your current knowledge, and then if you feel that there's a gap, then come for an MBA?
I have looked into the financial accounts of of our firm, and this is we have tried uh, the other various methods which we have tried to increase our efficiency. We have tried to reduce our labor per day, and but nothing seems to uh, work out in that sense.
Why?
Our profit margin, since they are cheaper products in the market, which we do not need the printing and everything. They are produced directly by the plastic, which is harmful for our skin. But
Okay, can you
since
tell
it's
me
priced at a
what
cheap,
are your 3 strengths and 3 weaknesses?
I'm a resilient person. Uh, I was from the COVID batch, and we did not had our board exams conducted. And since the results was based on our past performances, I wasn't really satisfied with the percentage I scored. I eventually decided to write up a board examination for economics, and I scored 99 out of 100. And this experience boosted my overall percentage, and it actually gave me a
How does that
back.
make you resilient? What do you mean by
I
resilient?
was quick. I was quick to be.
I'm
I was
asking,
quick
what do you
to
mean by
adapt.
resilience?
Adaptability. We are quick to adapt in situation.
So are resilience and adaptability interchangeable?
Even your voice got distorted.
Okay, are resilience and adaptability interchangeable according to you?
Adaptability is you are thrown in a situation and you adapt to it. But while the resilience is how quick you adapt into the situation.
But actually, don't you think what you just mentioned is more about persistence rather than resilience?
Well,
Or you were some words and then maybe.
I was quick to bounce back. I could have accepted it like it is what it is, but since we had an option, I took that option and wrote the exam.
So you're telling that it's resilience and not persistence? It's hard. What are your other strengths and weaknesses?
Just list them, don't give us any stories.
Hmm. I have the leadership qualities. I have led on the teams in my college. And the third, I have attention to details. During my audit, I was working on the work papers and even on a small mishap could hamper the audit conclusions. So I have to be very detail oriented in that sense.
What are your hobbies?
Mm. I do yoga and meditation, mm, and I like to cook healthy meals, which through with the help of the online videos.
So how does tell me anything that you have learned from yoga which will help you in MBA?
Uh, Being mindful of the situations.
Yoga taught you being mindful about the situations.
Sorry.
Did yoga teach you how to be mindful about the situations?
No. I meant about the yoga teach me flexibility to give time to myself, even if I was surrounded with so much of uncertainty. Just a 10 minutes of yoga would help me to be in my senses and be calm.
But that's true for any hobby, right?
I mean, if I just want to calm myself, maybe I'll just sleep instead of doing yoga and sweating it out.
I
So,
different.
it's okay. Other than yoga and cooking, do you do anything productive at all in your leisure time, which could add something to your career or which could add something to your personality?
Mm, right now, I'm trying to learn drive a car. I'm 10 days into it.
Quite productive of you. Anything else?
Mm. Uh, I I look into the YouTube videos which are for the no.
So you don't do any productive stuff at all.
Hello, right now, I'm studying for the interviews which are coming up. I'm working on it. Uh, Other than the car session, I do have daily and the yoga sessions.
Great, that's all right. Sister, you can take over.
So why do you think yoga is suddenly becoming famous all over the world? Like, why are people doing yoga instead of the usual gym stuff?
Uh, I'm not sure every but how I started yoga was I wasn't able to find time for myself. I wanted some 10
Didn't ask
minutes.
about you again. Just answer a question.
The increasing incidence of the people collapsing in the gyms due to the turning sessions, and they are and people taken onto their ego to lift certain weights, and that's harmful. But yoga do not have any s- such side effects. It helps you to have flexible body, and you get a sense of
I don't think that's the good enough reason. I mean, people can also challenge themselves thinking that they can not do a particular yoga posture. They might take it on the ego and they might as well try to do that, which might lead to sprains. What will you say about that?
uh, yoga is always advised to do when we have a mentor who is supervising us. And whereas in the gym, uh, people usually do not have a supervisor to look into. They would have to.
So, Ati, you're saying that if I want to do yoga at home, I need a mentor. Do I need a mentor at my home if I want to do yoga? It's all it is to go.
So, tell me any 5 courses that you will learn in MBA.
Cost accounting, financial management, marketing, operations, and strategy.
Can you tell us something that is not so generic? I mean, it is known that you will learn these things. Tell us something specific that you would not find generally outside as an online course.
I'm not sure about the courses, but there is a mandatory community visit which IIMs usually have.
I think that's all for the interview. Uday, Srishti, is there anything you all have to ask?
Uh, I'm done.
Oh, thank you so much, Aditi. Is there anything you want to ask us?
Mm, no, thank you.
Okay, Aditi. Take 2 minutes, have some water, relax. Yeah. पानी वानी पी लो भाई अब रिलैक्स योर नर्वस सिस्टम डाउन
ठीक है
so you have 2 minutes till then we'll give time for panelists no sorry for the people who are viewing if you have something to uh, give as a feedback to Aditi please come up feel free to give feedbacks because you have been here from the start and she has volunteered which is not a small task you all get learnings from her performance as well so she deserves a bit of your time please feel free to come up and give some feedback. This is for all the audience.
Hello, sir. Can I tell something to Aditi? Th- Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Go on.
Okay. Hi, Aditi. This is Alankrita. Okay, there's nothing. Doesn't You don't have to worry about anything. But my suggestion is, you can just simply practice in front of the mirror. Maybe you can be more confident with the way you are answering questions. uh, at least your personal level questions like your strengths, your weaknesses, your hobbies, or to tell about yourself. At least on for those questions, you just practice in front of the mirror, prepared with some answers. And also, if there's a scope for any cross questioning, also, uh, you practice for those questions as well. So because other questions sometimes, in that panic, we may not recollect. So that is okay. But at least you be this in front of the mirror. That will help you to communicate better and you will speak more confidently. Thank you. That's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Now 15 more people. Sorry.
There are
Abhinav,
15 more people and still no one's given a feedback.
Abhinav, Ananya, Astha, Bhavika, Harsh, Keshav, Parv, Switanchu. Anything to add?
Hello everyone. I have one question from the panel actually. I wanted to know that Aditi just directly answered the question, so she never ever once addressed the panel or sir or as sir or ma'am. So is this okay that we can directly answer it, or should we address the panelists as sir or ma'am in somewhere in the middle? As I noticed that it did not happen anywhere. So I did this just a genuine question, not a suggestion or anything.
As a courtesy, you should. I don't think
It should be done.
it will break. Okay, I don't think it's a make or break. Srishti and Uday can add more, but she was never disrespectful, so I don't think
Yes.
it makes it a big point. In fact, a lot of professions at IIM encouraged to speak them my names. They call them my names. So I think
Okay.
on that part they're quite relaxed. But for the Srishti, if you have anything to add.
As you mentioned, it's not really necessary to address someone as sir or madam, but it'll just come off that, like, you are a humble person if you just use it. And I mean, it's always better to be over polite than coming off as a person who's not polite at all. So I would tell you, at least use sir or ma'am in the starting few sentences when you're greeting or something as such. Later on, it's up to you.
Hmm. So I don't think more people have to add, yeah. We just get narrated. Okay. So see, Aditi, you know that the interview was not that great. And there are a lot of things that I noticed. And देखो हम लोग अपने कोर्स में किस तरह से कराते हैं. We concentrate on 4 C's. The first is content. The second is clarity. The third is communication. And the fourth is confidence. I'll go one by one. Okay. Content. You did not know about your state. You did not know much about your job. You did not know much about your academics, about your internships. Okay, I think there was a lot of friction in even you knowing about yourself. That also creates a big problem. Okay. So from a content point of view, if you see, you do not have any depth. You are on the surface level of each of them. And that is why it becomes very, very tough for you to, whenever like we went into level 2 or level 3 questions, I would say the pressure was visible on your face. Yeah. Which then leads to the second C, which is clarity. What is clarity? Clarity is about the HR questions, where you sit with your mentor and sort this out. You make the questions up, you introspect. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मेंटर का बहुत ज़रूरत लगता है. तो आपका वाई एम बी ए नॉट क्लियर, योर स्ट्रेंथ्स एंड वीकनेस नॉट क्लियर, you knowing about your favorite brands or about their marketing and all not clear, you having opinions on certain things, how it will impact us or impact you, or like Shishti asked about economics, right? IMF, you were not clear about it. So you may know this, but if you're not clear about why is it happening, how it will affect us and everything, that is a problem. ठीक है, we did not even get into क्या होता है ना टेक्निकल्स. वी डिड नॉट इवन गेट इनटू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. करंट अफेयर्स में हम लोग घुसे नहीं, जियो पॉलिटिक्स में हम लोग घुसे नहीं, आपके हॉबीज़ के बारे में आप ज़्यादा क्लियर नहीं हो. यू नॉट एट ऑल क्लियर वॉट यू आर स्पीकिंग, वॉट यू आर सेइंग. In fact, there was a time when Uday put a bit of pressure on you and you instantly changed the answer right away. जो आपने बोला था उसको 1 सेकंड में चेंज कर दिया. You're not clear about the words you're using, about persistent, adaptability, ठीक है, about resilience. The third C is communication. So I think major gap I found here as well. एक तो आपका आंसर स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है. उससे भी ज़्यादा बड़ा रेड फ्लैग. Whenever we are saying something, you just go silent. You go silent, you start smiling, and we have no clue that what is happening. ठीक है. You are not asking for time, you're automatically taking it. You're getting silent, you're starting, and then saying, I don't know. ठीक है. It was visible, like your answers did not have structure. You were not energetic at all. ऐसा लग रहा था आपको बंदूक पे रख के बैठा दिया गया and you're just here for the sake of it. It never felt like you're energetic enough to talk to us. or to actually have this conversation, which was the biggest red flag for me. ठीक है, उसके अलावा नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशंस, यू स्टार्टेड लुकिंग अप, योर बॉडी में like your stance is very weak, you look very loose shoulders, not अच्छे से energetic like I said. So these are the things that impacts a lot. And then this leads to the fourth C, which is confidence. आपका कभी कंटेंट ठीक नहीं था, क्लैरिटी ठीक नहीं थी, कम्युनिकेशन ठीक नहीं था, तो कॉन्फिडेंस भी खराब हो गया. Even if your one thing is fine, but the rest of the two are not fine, still confidence will get hit. Let's say you're a very good communicator, but I or Uday or Srishti is sitting and you told that you like economics. We ask you 2-3 questions which are not of the surface level, but of the depth level. Because you told you like economics. And then it goes bad because you don't know about it. So your content is bad, your clarity is bad, and that's why even though you're a great communicator, your confidence will fall down. So all of this 4 C's works together. कि आपका कंटेंट सही है कि नहीं, क्लैरिटी ठीक है कि नहीं, कम्युनिकेशन ठीक है कि नहीं, और फिर इवेंचुअली कॉन्फिडेंस सही है कि नहीं. For content, read a lot. There are a lot of sources for news. Study IQ hai, FinShots hai. Like even we are compiling a compendium of 600 or 700 pages, which has important news for the last 1 year. Read about your own academics a lot. I come from BCom. I've asked you basic questions. NPV IRR wrong. 7P is wrong. Understanding of the 7P is wrong. GTM wrong. Everything just went downhill. ठीक है, क्लैरिटी के लिए सिट विथ योर मेंटर वेयर एवर यू हैव टेकन कोचिंग. सिट विथ योर मेंटर. इफ यू हैव नॉट गॉट अ पर्सनल मेंटर, प्लीज गेट इट, because you don't get calls every day. Sit with them, figure out how you want to say about your HR questions. How do you form opinions on a topic? How do you read a topic? How do you communicate a topic? Okay, these are the things that you need to absolutely work on. Like I think someone said that you need to practice in front of mirror and see how you are doing. Make yourself better. Write every day. Writing is one of the best exercises that you can do. Pick up any topic, write on it, put it on ChatGPT, ask where the logical flow was a problem, where the content was a problem, where the clarity was a problem, how did it feel after reading it, and whatever inputs are coming in, just work on it. Okay? Because understand, wherever you join, they can only give you content, some content, but most of the things you will have to do yourself. Appear in a lot of mock PIs. That will also fix your communication, because there were a lot of situations that were not tested. And when those situations come up, how do you react to those situations? Let's say when Uday asks you puzzles, someone can ask you guesstimates, someone can ask you anything else. How would you react in those situations? And what is the right way to reacting to it? All of it can be only checked when you appear in a lot of mock interviews. ठीक है, एंड कॉन्फिडेंस तो फिर ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाता है. That's all from my side. Then Srishti, you can take it up. Thank you.
Srishti, you can go ahead.
So, you didn't knew the basic like current affairs related to your state. And also, when I was asking you about the 4 Ps and the marketing strategy, I asked you about the target segment. So you were like कि इन्हें भी target करते हैं, इन्हें भी target करते हैं. Your target segment should be very specific, right? So since you have internship in marketing, so you must expect that they can ask you such questions, especially these basic questions related to target segment, 4 Ps and all. So you can't do this wrong. And also you claim that you knew economics, but you didn't, which is very wrong. Like you yourself claimed that you knew economics, right? And when I ask you a basic question like what are the various methods of calculating national income, so we're not able to answer that. And that was very basic. If you're telling that you know economics, then it's a very basic question. So you should be like very mindful of what you're speaking. And also, I don't know if you were using any hand gestures. So try to use hand gestures. Like, do not overuse it, but try to use it in a proper way. And also, like, you didn't seem very confident to me, so try to bring in the confidence.
Thank you. Yes.
Not much feedback left from my side though, but I want to add a few things. First of all, I love the personality you showed. Even though when I was sort of uh stressing you out, still you gave me good responses. I mean, good responses, not as if the content was good, but at least the way you expressed yourself, the way you answered, you at least sort of answered it in a calm and cooler tone. But just get a hold of your expressions. I don't want to understand that you're stressing out or like you're not liking the questions through you. I mean, I don't want to read it through your face, and I don't think even you want me to read it. Apart from that, uh, have a little bit of confidence, and if you don't know something, just tell that you don't know about it. And you didn't answer a lot of basic stuff. Forget about the puzzle because if you don't solve it, it's all right. Maybe you're not into probability and stuff, but you're not able to exactly differentiate what resilience is and what persistence is. And when I'm asking a question why UP could be the next capital, the sort of stuff you're giving me, it was pretty generic. And you spoke about literacy rate, and if you think that literacy rate could be one of the reasons why UP should be made the next capital, then I can simply say that Kerala should be the next capital. Then just think about that. And apart from that, don't change your answers. Like, don't change your stance. Always hold your stance until or unless you know that you're completely wrong and whatever you expressed is pretty bad. You can't say that you're not productive to the interviewer or to the panelist. I was just trying to stress you out, and you said that you're not productive and you don't do anything productive at all. And the sort of reasonings or answers you gave for a lot of questions are bad too. And even if you think of your hobbies, you're telling me that yoga needs a mentor while you don't have a mentor at the gyms and everything. I mean, does it even make any sense to you? Not trying to be rude, I'm just pointing at all this so that like you can get better. That's it. That's it from myself.
I will surely work on the feedbacks which I have received today. And it did really give me a reality check.
I think there's a lot of things that are yet to be covered, honestly. Like, we have not touched upon a lot of things. So, you really need to, step up your game. Okay? Is there any questions that you want to ask?
Yes, Anjay.
Or is there any question the audience wants to ask as a doubt resolution before we wind this up? You have 5 minutes. You'll ask anything.
Hmm. In the YMB question, you question, why don't I work in my family firm? मतलब what could be a right answer for that?
See, I can't give you right answer based on just a brief interaction, right? All I can say is
Well,
ki you suddenly brought your family firm when you did not say it and you tell me about yourself. You did not even work there.
अच्छा,
You
okay.
have no connection, like पूरा इंटरव्यू में कोई connection नहीं था and suddenly you are bringing a new element. I'm very sure, इसीलिए before asking you any questions, I asked you that did you work there or not? Because if you bring that question, like if you bring that thing into the equation, they will ask you a hell lot of questions about your family business and why you feel that your current knowledge is not good enough to, scale it up.
Hmm.
तो वो
Okay.
friction create कर देगा.
Uh, so, should I include it into my introduction? मतलब family business वाला aspect?
If you should include it in the tell me about yourself if you think there is a bit of coherence with the other parts you're speaking in the tell me about yourself, and if you're sure that you want to talk about your family business later on if they're going to question you about it.
मतलब this is the answer which I have framed for my YMB question. मतलब
I don't
it
think
was
it's
the
good.
back.
Have you sit with your mentor on this one? Like, have you run
Yes, I had cross checked it. हाँ मतलब मैंने क्रॉस चेक कराया था and it was fine according to them.
They're not giving attention, then I'm sorry to say. I don't think they know then what is the rest of the story that you're putting in the interview. Because, like Uday said, or I said, suddenly you bring a new point of view into the discussion which has not been done at all. So it means like they're just evaluating your answers on a singular basis rather than seeing it as a thread and a story. And it can be easily caught in the interview. हम लोगों ने पकड़ लिया तो professors तो पकड़ ही देंगे. It's just a convenient answer that you came up with because you are trying to link it with business.
Okay.
So please sit with them on this, pressurize them to work more on this with you. Because if this is how it's going to be, I honestly feel it will be tough.
Okay.
And one last feedback from my side. Just think of it, this is the only interview I took today, and yet I got bored. In the real time interviews, so they'll be taking a lot of interviews, and if you're speaking the same way, lacking confidence and lacking interest, curiosity, they wouldn't even hear you out. And whenever you're framing your answers, try to include a few spike points so that, like, it will just intrigue some interest within them, and they'll be like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's try to hold a conversation with her so that I can understand what she is exactly. So far, like when we were so far when we were taking the interview, I felt like it was completely bland. And when you brought this family business, I was like, okay, something interesting. And then we questioned about it again, you weren't able to answer. So I have some few spike points or interesting points which you could talk about, and also make sure that you'll be able to handle the cross question. Hemant, you can go ahead, sorry.
No. That's all I had to say. कि भाई अगर आपने वो चीज़ लाया, like I also told you in the communication part that your energy levels did not look good. It never felt like you want to talk to us. ठीक है, that is the problem. If the interviewer feels like you don't want to talk to them, and you kind of look forced to be here, then इतना दिन interview लेंगे ही नहीं. They'll just get done with it as soon as possible. ठीक है?
अच्छा ठीक है.
Rishti, anything to add?
Yeah, I felt that your TMAY didn't had enough hooks because I mean, when there was a point when we had nothing to we didn't had any topic to ask questions from, like, so I brought economics. So if you would have said something that was very interesting in your TMAY, then we might have picked that up, and you will be more comfortable in answering that question because you have already prepared for it. So I felt that your TMAY also lacked hooks.
Okay. I will work on it.
Thank you so much for your time, Aditi. Thank you so much for your time, Uday and Srishti. It was good interacting with you. All the best. And yes, this is the kind of quality we bring to our GDPR course and the kind of interviews we take. Rest assured, everything is covered in the sessions that we have taken, which will tell you how you can prepare better and be prepared better for all the situations like these, ranging from politics to guesstimates to everything. So if you have received calls and you're yet to think ki bhai, we should get a coaching or not, or you should get someone support or not, come for a mock interview, see for yourself, and if you feel that you're lacking, go for it. Remember, you don't get a call every day. It's 1 year worth of hard work that you will let go or settle for a B school that is not worth your calipla. So yes, that's all from our side. Thank you so much, Uday and Srishti. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hemant.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All the best, Aditi.
Thank you.